One of the worst movies in my whole life I've ever been forced to watch on a United Airlines Boeing jet.
Because it's like Florence Pugh. Why would you sign up for this? You know?
More like Florence P.U. If you cut that out, I'll never do this show.
And we're back with our favorite segment of the episode. It's Keep It. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm feeling celebratory. My Keep It this week is to Joaquin Phoenix, who, by the way, I do love as an actor. I can't say I've loved most of the projects he's done over the past 10 years, and I'm still so mad that that movie is called Come On, Come On. Why is it called that? It's such a bad title.
So stupid.
And he's really good in it. And anyway, and he also did Beau is Afraid, which was good for 3 minutes. And then it was this other thing. But anyway, he now is in the middle of a bizarro saga where he was supposed to be in the new Todd Haynes movie. Todd Haynes, the director of Far From Heaven and Carol and Poison, like not only movies that are good, movies you should care about. There's a lot going on in these films. But it was supposed to be a new and somewhat explicit gay romance that Joaquin Phoenix was going to star in. And in fact, he brought the project to Todd Haynes and producer Christine Vachon. And then at the last minute, days before filming, completely dropped out, left investors in the hole, left everybody scrambling. There was a moment where they were considering finding another actor to do it. But they didn't, and the project is scrapped now. And the rumor is that he got cold feet before filming, you know, this explicit gay movie or whatever. I don't think I have ever been more disappointed in an actor in the past however many years. Truly Certain Murders would disappoint me less than this. How can you bring the project, as in be excited about the prospect of it, and then suddenly consider your place in it or what you have to... Also, it's such conventional homophobia. It's so like from the era when we would we were so thankful to Jake Gyllenhaal for picking a gay movie. We were so thankful he would do that for us and be quote unquote brave on screen. Remember that controversy, or like brave that Jared Leto would be in Dallas Buyers Club, etc. And you just would think somebody who is this esteemed, this like Yale level, this able to do whatever. Like the whole point of him being an artist is that he will take on projects you wouldn't expect him to do. That this would stop him is just so shocking, and there's no other word for it, depressing. It is such a depressing news story to me. And also, anytime we get Todd Haynes making a movie, it's such good news. Again, it's like, even if you didn't love May December, you're never getting another May December again. Like if you're into that movie, you can only watch that movie. It doesn't have any peers. So, I am just so surprised and disappointed, and I don't know what you think of this, Michelle.
Well, I want to pose a question.
Yeah.
Do we think we've gotten the full story?
No, and I do have to say, it feels
Just
like everybody...
posing that.
Yes, I feel like everybody is jumping to, this is why this is happening. And you're right, I don't know what's happening, but at the same time, the movie is not coming out. So something is very strange. Yeah.
Well, I agree with that. Do I like Joaquin? Honestly, my favorite turn of his was as the son, Diane Wiest's son in Parenthood.
Which has, are you a Martha Plimpton stan too? I fucking love Martha Plimpton.
Well, Parenthood's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. And I'm really more of a Wiest head. Yeah. Some might even say I have a Wiest infection. I just came up with that.
Literally, Kate Blanchett's interview last week, she talked about being obsessed with Diane Wiest. So this is a running theme. Yeah.
You know, they look alike almost a little bit, Kate and Diane. So, okay.
You can also picture Kate doing Bullets Over Broadway. Like, that's kind of her role.
Oh.
Yeah.
And standing as a rock in Madison Square Park, where I happened to see Diane Wiest perform about 2 years ago.
One of the weirdest things that's ever happened. Yes. It's like Beckett or something. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes, Beckett. Well, where was I? I totally forgot. I'm like, a rock. I should have like, she's dressed like a big rock. I didn't remember what she was talking about. I'm not a huge Haynes person. I get his talent. His movies are a bit slow for me overall, and that's okay. But I don't think it's right if, in fact, we are getting the full story that the guy leaves them hanging without, at the very least, I imagine insurance has to cover some of that money if we're just going to talk from a financial perspective. Otherwise, he's going to go to court. I mean, I don't see any way out of it in that sense. But I wonder what happened. Part of me feels like either he had like a mental breakdown. I mean, we don't know if maybe personally he's going through something where he just cannot film something right now. I mean, we don't know. Just posing things, you know. So I would hope that, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Listen, I would hope that Joaquin doesn't burn any more bridges because I'm invested. I'm invested. I don't really care, but yeah.
Yeah. Rooney Mara, come and help us out. Just like send us a line, whatever. And also, as you know,
couple.
Yes. Interesting couple you don't hear much about. It's one of those like Michael Fassbender, Alicia Vikander things. What's going on there?
Love, one of my favorite couples. And you know, she's so rich, Rooney Mara. Like, goodness me.
No,
Oh,
like
my.
disturbing money with all that
Yeah.
football, which is an American sport. Google.
Go
it's-
on.
Right, yeah.
Tell me more.
Turn on the television. It's all over the place. Michelle, what is your keep it this week?
So, funny story. As per usual, I didn't prepare anything, but while listening to you,
Yeah.
I was inspired because I think we were going to maybe talk about this anyway. But my keep it is I don't give a shit about the "it ends with us" controversy.
Interesting.
And maybe I'm coming off as a hater now because like the Todd Haynes thing too. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not a cinema person, and even though I consider myself like a movie buff, but I have never read a Colleen Hoover book. I didn't know anything about the woman, to be honest with you. I'm not, I feel like there's a particular person who likes that, and that's completely fine. It's not my go-to beach read, I would say.
Yes.
So all of a sudden finding out that there's this controversy, and then of course, because I want to be ahead of the news and understand what's going on, all of a sudden I'm finding myself Googling Justin Baldoni. Who gives a shit about this person? Who, like, genuinely, why are we being made to care about this controversy? And I'm genuinely asking. I know that it's a huge book, #1 movie I know in the UK, probably in the US as well, but I don't know it. Something Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds do very little for me. They don't bother me. They're just not two people that I personally, again, am invested in. And I don't know. How do you feel about it? The rumor is, so people don't know, that they're not speaking to Justin, but no one knows why.
The
so
director,
it's just
yes.
the director and also actor in it.
Yeah.
I believe he plays like the abusive husband. And yeah, here I am on Wikipedia reading the plot points for it ends. So I don't care.
Right.
Why am I being forced to care about this thing when no one even knows what happened?
No, right. And yeah, there's allegedly a schism between the cast and Justin Baldoni, and there was one cut of the movie that he made, and I think maybe there's a version that Blake approved that was maybe not as good as the original version, but now that's the one that is in theaters. And apparently there were 2 different premieres where he had one and she had another. Anyway, there's a lot of
That
it's
did
like
make it
don't
more
worry.
interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm in. Okay, keep talking.
But yeah, it's like Don't Worry, Darling, where you're like more curious. You're going to see the movie because you want to get clues about this other thing you've heard about, as opposed to being invested in whatever the movie was about. And in the case of Don't Worry, Darling, it is a complete waste of time.
Oh, one of the worst movies in my whole life I've ever been forced to watch on a United Airlines Boeing jet. I can't even believe I watched it, to be honest. Don't Worry, Darling was awful.
No, and also, and it's one of those movies that fools you because it's like Florence Pugh. Why would you sign up for this? So it's like you went in denial. Like there must be something to this movie.
More like Florence P.U. If you cut that out, I'll never do the show. If you edit that out, I will never set foot in this studio.
You are Gene
virtually
Shalit.
again.
You're my Gene Shalit. Yes.
That's so horrible comparison. Same waxer, same the body hair situation on par. But yeah, I don't know. That just did not. And then part of me starts to worry about me. Like maybe the keep it is about me, Michelle Collins. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is really good gossip and interesting, and I'm, not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old to care about. I don't know what it is, but it just did not turn me on.
The only thing that is kind of interesting to me about this is apparently because Deadpool and Wolverine and this were #1 and 2 in the box office. It's been 34 years since a couple shared the first 2 slots at the box office. This is important for you and I. You could be on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune and Pat just brings it up, because I don't know, maybe there'll be a trivia portion of that episode. Yeah. And Bruce and Demi were the last people who this was a case with. I believe this was Ghost era Demi. So Imperial
Wow.
Demi.
Let's not go comparing America's King and Queen, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I mean, they're talented. I have nothing against them, genuinely. Like, if I did, you would know.
Yeah.
But they don't turn me on, I'll tell you what. Whereas Bruce and Demi,
Right.
very
There's
much
always
on
a
board.
danger to Bruce Willis, and always some a little rage behind the eyes with Demi, which I always enjoyed.
Well, she's absolutely the most stunning who's ever walked the planet.
Totally.
And then he is so hot with that. Listen, I'm like, you go back and you watch Die Hard 3. I'm all about the third. The third.
This is diagnosable. I'm concerned.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, the best Die Hard, along with Terminator 3, the best Terminator. Listen, I'm making points. People don't want to accept these points, but they are all true. I love Bruce Willis, also so funny. Ryan Reynolds' humor does not do it for me. I'm so over this like sarcastic, close-eyed, You know, his eyes are touching. It's not for me. It's not my look.
The humor of Deadpool, there's no other way to put it, is Cards Against Humanity. It's like
Oh
2012, we're all congratulating ourselves for saying raunchy bad words. It's just not that exciting.
Oh, God, you always nail it. How do you do it every week?
I know, it's so tiring, too.
Yeah,
so I
it's
wish to
exhausting.
say, you know, I'm getting it's like archery in the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like my bow arm is strained. Yeah.
Now, wait, quickly, not to dip back into the Olympics, but two quick things about it, which you reminded me. One is, shall we start a rifle team? Because I don't think America had one, ironically. And also, I don't have to be fit to do this. Fantastic. Done. You and me. Next Olympics.
And also you get to look fierce. Like the camera angle is just like, watch me line this up. And I look like, you know how,
Yes.
Do you remember the pool player Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow? Like how every time she lined up the shot, it was like, bam. And she was dressed in like skin tight pleather all the time. Anyway, this would be me as a rifleist. Go on.
We would look so hot. And also, hottest guy at the Olympics, and again, come for me, I don't care, is the Turkish shooter. If you want to know my type, that Turkish, everyone's talking about how cool he looked. I'm like, no, he's like fucking hot. Like, let's not stop dancing around the issue here. Okay. So I just want to let everyone know. And I looked him up, and apparently he had a bad divorce and likes cats.
Oh, let's get in there.
It's looking good for me.
The ingredients are there.
Yeah. He's a bitter divorcee. I'm listening. Keep talking. Mm-hmm.
Michelle, thank you so much for being here. You are, I mean, again, it's not just that you're hilarious. It's that you're so energizing and knowledgeable and cool as like cool. Remember when people were cool as opposed to like, you know, Brat Summer annoying? Like you are a cool person. So thank you so much for bringing it.
Actually, the nicest. No one is literally to my face, definitely behind my back, but not to my face, called me cool. So thank you. That means the world to me. I adore you. I'll come back anytime, and please come do my show. I mean, I know you're busy, but I would die to have you.
Please. Where are you performing next?
Well, I have a tour in September. It's really fun. I sing in it. I'm husky because I lost my voice, but I am a fabulous singer. I'm at 54 Below in New York on September 5th and 7th. Then I go to Boston, Philly, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Nashville, and I think that's everything actually. Oh, and Alexandria, Virginia, so right outside of DC.
Oh my God!
Great shows. They're so fun. I had the first leg of the tour back in May, and the shows were just fucking great. And I sound cocky, but for a reason. They really were good. So get your tickets. Go to michellecollinslive.com. They're cheap. And I mean, have I sold it or what? I'm like, they're dirt cheap.
No.
Best show in America.
Look at you touring the South. I was getting Green Book vibes for your bookings. How exciting.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Like, how dare you compare me to Green? Oh my God, we're in a huge fight. After all of those nice compliments, that's how you end it. Okay, noted. Yeah. And also I have a daily show that I really want you to come on at patreon.com/mishcall.
Which is one of the great shows. One of the great hosts we have.